General advice would you give to students about to study at university?
Make sure it's right for you, I would say, is the first thing, because undertaking a degree is not necessarily right for everyone. It could be that you are offered a role, you can go straight into a career. It might be that an apprenticeship scheme is right for you with that balance of learning whilst on the job, developing your practical skills. But for me, coming into university, the key things for me is don't fear failure. Be afraid of not taking that chance, because you may regret it. And I think one of the things that which I'd also say is follow your talents, not your passion, because that might sound strange to some people, but we all start out with passions when we were younger. But it's more those passions turn into talents, which necessarily your teacher, your sports coach, or your boss will see in you those talents. And that's actually how you will progress in a career, based off those talents. You will always have those passions, be it hobbies or interests or sports that you still play outside of your role. But that career progression will come from your talent. So really focus on that. The other things I would definitely say is don't be apprehensive about that journey. I think mental wellness and health is such a big thing now that it's important to speak to people, to speak to your friends. Don't be apprehensive about that journey. Have the confidence to speak to others, but also step out of your comfort zone and undertake as much as you can whilst at school and whilst at university. Because when you come to that recruitment stage, you need to be able to sell yourself. You need to have experience, a multitude of experiences from different environments, volunteering, part-time works, study abroad, travel abroad. You've got to develop those personal and social skills to be able to sell yourself. And you need to be able to write a decent application, because it is a two-stage process, which I think many people forget. That first of all, it's that paper process of the application, and then you sell yourself in person. So make sure you have that personality, that profile. So create your LinkedIn profile, create that persona that employers want to see, because we will always recruit for attitude and train for skill. That's very much the mantra I take, is I look for someone with the right attitude, because once they're in the job, you can always train them. People are the most important part of any business. So yeah, they would probably be the key things that I would say as advice for people going to university.
What advice would you give to students about to study at Portsmouth University?
At Portsmouth, it's a great city. It's on the south coast. Very much depends on what courses you're looking to undertake. They've got fantastic investment and facilities at the moment from a sporting perspective. They're very well renowned in certain schools. So it's about knowing that the university is right for you. And Portsmouth was right for me at the time. It allowed me to travel home. It was a great place to work, to live, to study. So yeah, it was the right choice for me. And I definitely recommend it going forwards for anyone who had an interest in any of the courses at Portsmouth.
What advice would you give to students about to study at Bournemouth University?
Similar again, it always has been my hometown, and I was fortunate to work there for 15 years before moving to University of Brighton in my role now. Bournemouth is such a great location because the weather, the way it's portrayed, it's got a great social life, it's got a great nightlife, it's got one of the, I think, the best beaches in the whole of the country. And as a university, they've invested a lot over the estate over the past sort of 10, 15 years with the sort of central city campus and then the Talbot campus. Obviously, it has very well renowned for its media and those areas. But for me, working there had a different sort of pull and interest at the time. Sport, the team BU, very strong again. And now they've got Chapelgate near Bournemouth International Airport. So it's a very much a developing university and one where I had a great time working and studying part-time.
What advice would you give to students about to study your course at university?
What advice would I give them? If they're looking to get into any type of sector within sports management and sort of sports coaching, again, I sort of refer back to the extracurricular activities. Undertake your volunteering, grow your network, make sure you are adding someone to your LinkedIn profile, to your social media, you know, on a weekly, if not monthly basis. Make sure you're engaging with them. You're finding out about jobs and roles in sectors that you want to go into or might have an interest. And I would say get a mentor from that sporting environment. It very much helped me shape who I am, because they very much ask you those open questions where you sense check yourself to go, where am I now? Where do I need to develop? And what roles would I be interested in going into? And undertake that research, speak to people. Lots of people, I think, are apprehensive about reaching out, but don't be. You know, role models for me and those mentors really helped me pick the best bits out of everything that I saw to be able to, you know, get into a career and a role now that I very much like, and still aspire to develop and grow myself personally going forwards.
Okay. You chose